What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. These are my Draftkings MMA picks for UFC 279.
I need all the wins, yeah. All that and all that is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
And we are back for another DraftKings MMA picks video this week, breaking down UFC 279. Can't wait to break it down and get into it. Sorry, all my content has been a little bit late this week. I've been dealing with COVID. I'm feeling a lot better though, so everything next week should be out on time. And yeah, I'm going to be trying to break down this card from a DraftKings perspective the best I can. And that is because there's been some madness. I am recording this just after the weigh-ins. Looks like Chimaev did weigh in over 8.5 pounds over the limit. So good chance that Chimaev-Diaz fight does not happen. There's a chance that Chimaev and Diaz both won't be on the card as a whole. There's a chance that a matchup can be changed. So we'll break it down as best as I can. Before we get started, if you guys can please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We much appreciate it. I'll be going live at Friday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And at 7, we should know a lot more information. I'll be able to break down things much better here. But we'll start with the fight. Doesn't go decision lines. Kind of skim over the Chimaev Diaz minus 550 because I really don't think the fight's going to happen. Almeida Turcali minus 400. Fight doesn't go to decision. Almeida 16 wins, all of them coming inside the distance, all of them coming under 1.5 rounds. If Chimaev is off the card, I'm going to have a ton of Almeida. And I was already going to have a ton of Almeida in the first place, but I did have like 75% Chimaev. I might have like 75% Almeida at this point because he is going to get takedowns. He is probably going to finish the fight in the very first round. Turcali, I think he's a solid fighter. I mean, there's just some question marks about him. What does his takedown defense look like? What does his ground game look like? I think Almeida does go out there and probably finish him under a round and a half and scoring a ton. Kudalaba Walker minus 325. Fight doesn't go to decision. I think this fight's going to finish. I think somebody's getting knocked out, and it's priced right in the range where it's really hard to see this fight not ending up on the optimal lineup. 8,600 for Kudalaba. He has the takedown upside, finish upside, and then 7,600 for Walker. He has knockout upside as well. So minus 325. Fight doesn't go to decision. I think somebody's getting finished here. I think the winner scores very, very well. Johan Lioness going against Darian Weeks. I do like really both sides, but more so on the weak side for me. I like the fact that Weeks has never been knocked out. I think it's like 25, 26 pro and amateur fights combined. I like that. Never been knocked out. I like the fact that Weeks is going to have the better cardio. I think he's going to have the better wrestling as well. And I think if he can get this past the first round, he can very well not only win this fight, but score very decent on DraftKings. But on the flip side, Johan Lioness, if he wins this fight, there's a good chance it is by knockout and probably in the first round. So I think this is a very good fight to target. I actually think if Weeks wins, it could be by decision, maybe a late finish. But if Lioness wins, I'm pretty confident that it will be a knockout and probably in the first round. All right, we get to our core plays here. Khamzat Chimaev, so like I said, I don't think the Diaz fight is going to happen. I'd be shocked if it did. If it did, yes, Chimaev 9,600, he's going to be my most exposed fighter, especially after he missed weight by 20 pounds. If he gets a new opponent, we'll have to see, but if Chimaev is on this card, he's somebody that you have to look at against anybody. If he matches them up, if they match him against Holland, I think if anything, Khamzat is going to fight Holland or nothing at all. Probably nothing at all, but if Chimaev fights, you got to look at him at 9,600 no matter the price tag. If he was 10,000, you got to look at him. But Darian Weeks, I know for a fact he's on the card. He has 8,200. Like I said, takedown upside. You got to worry about that early power of Johan Lioness. He does have a 100% finish rate. Maybe a late finish is on the table for Darian Weeks there. But this is a fight as a whole I do want to target. It is the first fight of the night. It is 8,200 for Weeks, 8,000 for Lioness. I think the winner has a good chance to find his way on the optimal lineup, and I'm more so on the weak side there, 8,200, but I will have a fair share of Lioness. Johnny Walker, 7,600. This price tag just does not make a ton of sense to me. I think somebody's getting knocked out. This feels kind of more like a 50-50 fight to me. Johnny Walker is going to be much bigger, 5-inch height advantage, a 7-inch reach advantage. I know Kudalaba has the wrestling in his arsenal there, but he's not somebody that's able to control guys. I mean, they're getting right back up. Imagine what Johnny Walker, a much bigger Johnny Walker, is going to do. He's going to, get right back up, and that's going to tire out Cutelaba. I think Johnny Walker's live for a finish in this fight, really in any round. I think he's very dangerous early. I think he'd be very dangerous late if Cutelaba does slow down. With all that said, could Cutelaba knock out Johnny Walker? Absolutely. Both guys are chinny. Both guys have power. Somebody's getting finished, but I am more so on the Johnny Walker side at 7,600. But this is going to be one of my highest, if not my highest, fight to target and have exposure to on the entire slate. Jonathan Almeida, 9,500, going against Anton Turkalj. Talked about it a little bit. I think he has takedown upside. I think he has first round finish upside, 16 wins, all of them under 1.5 rounds. I think he has one of the higher ceilings, if not the highest ceiling, on the slate. GPP plays here, our tournament plays. We have Li Jing Liang, and yeah, this fight could be turned around as well. I think the Holland Rodriguez fight, the Leach Ferguson fight, and the Chimaev Diaz fight, these all three are being talked about being turned around. But if Li Jing Liang fights Tony Ferguson, 9,000, Tony Ferguson, if he was in his prime, we would not be seeing the Leach here at 9,000. The thing is, Ferguson is on a 4-fight losing streak. He's fought very good competition, but he just got knocked out brutally just a couple months ago. The Leach hits like an absolute truck, and when he wins, he does win inside the distance. If the Leach does win this fight, I do expect it to be by knockout. For 9,000, the Leach, I don't mind it at all. On Cutelaba, 8,600. Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to have some of this fight. If Cutelaba wins, there's a good chance he knocks out Johnny Walker. There's a good chance he can rack up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 takedowns as well. So you cannot deny the upside of Ain Cutelaba. I'm personally picking him to get knocked out, but, really anybody can get knocked out in this fight. So it's a fight that I think is, borderline must target on this slate at these price tags. Kevin Holland going against Daniel Rodriguez. As of now. But yeah, Kevin Holland, 8,700, not too big of a price tag here. I think he has a lot of volume upside. Maybe finish upside. Daniel Rodriguez, he's very, very tough. Never been knocked out, never been submitted. Maybe you get a knockdown. We saw Dwight Grant knock down Daniel Rodriguez, but I do expect this to be a fast-paced, high-paced fight with a lot of DraftKings points on either side, and I do like Kevin Holland to get the job done. So 8,700 Kevin Holland, I don't mind it. Hakeem Dawodu, 8,900. He did miss weight by like 3.5 pounds, but he's going against Julian Erosa. I think this is going to be an all-out war. I think somebody's getting finished here. Julian Erosa, he is willing to eat one, to give one, absorbing 6.5 significant strikes per minute, which is just nuts. Julian Erosa has been knocked out, I think, like 5 or 6 times in his career, 4 times in the UFC or something like that. The chin's not good for Erosa. He's very hittable. And on top of that, Hakeem Dawodu, although he doesn't have a ton of finishes yet in the UFC, he does have a lot of power. So I do think Dawodu is very, very live for a knockout on Saturday. Some live dogs here. Dennis Tuolumne, 7,900 going against Jamie Pickett. Just not a big fan of Jamie Pickett, just not a big fan of his fighting style. Dennis Tuolumne, and if he does win this fight, it's going to be inside the distance. 89% finish rate for Dennis Tuolumne. 89% of those all coming by knockout as well. Jamie Pickett, I believe, has been knocked out once or twice in his career. He is typically very tough, but Dennis is going to come forward. He is going to throw very hard, and he's going to look to take off the head of Jamie Pickett. So for that reason, I will have some Dennis here. Johan Lioness, 8,000, talked about a little bit. If he wins, I think it's in the first round. I think it's by knockout. Darian Weeks, he's never been knocked out, but Lioness hits like an absolute truck. For that reason, you have to have some Lioness this week. Chad and Hellinger, 7,800. I think he's a very live dog. I think that Alatang Haley has a clear path to victory. That clear path to victory is going to be going for takedowns. The problem with Alatang Haley is he just doesn't go for takedowns as much as he needs to. And I have a feeling if he doesn't go for takedowns in this fight, and Hellinger's going to be very live to win the fight just because he's going to throw more. Alatang Haley, very low volume on the feet, and Hellinger's going to have the volume advantage, and Hellinger hits very, very hard as well. He has 3 knockdowns in his Contender Series fight and UFC fight combined. I think Hellinger is a super live dog here, especially if Alatang Haley does not come in here with a good game plan, which I don't expect him to. And then Macy Chiasson, 7,400. This is going to be at a catch weight of 140 pounds, which I do think it does favor Macy Chiasson here. But, Chiasson, if she wins this fight, and I'm actually picking Aldana to win, I actually really like Aldana to win. But if Macy is able to pull this off, it probably means she scores very well. It probably means that she's able to rack up a lot of control time. It probably means that she was able to get a takedown. She was able to use her size, and she was able to win a decision. So, although I do like Aldana to win this fight, I do like Aldana to stuff the takedowns, keep it on the feet. If Chiasson does win this fight, her path to victory is going to score pretty well. So I don't mind some Chazon, especially at this price tag, 7,400, because I won't be getting to any Aldana. Punt plays here, a couple. Julian Erosa, 7,300. He's going to fight for your money. He's willing, like I said, to eat one to give one. The chin's not great, but he's down to get into a war. Pretty much every Julian Erosa fight is a war. Hakeem Dawodu has been finished before. Hakeem Dawodu did miss weight. Maybe he had a tough weight cut. Erosa's going to come in there. He's going to throw a ton of volume, and he's dangerous. He's a very good finisher. He's very dangerous on the mat. We've seen Dawodu finish by submission, but he's very dangerous on the feet. He has some power. Erosa's going to, like I said, fight for your money. He's 7,300. He's very cheap, and I don't mind some shots on Julian Erosa. Tony Ferguson fighting the Leech as of now. Ferguson, I will say skill for skill, I do think he's better than the Leech. It's just, the question is he done? Is he washed? I'm personally leaning towards yes. But if he's not done or washed, if it was just because he's fighting, top 5 guys, he has a very good chance to win this fight. I think his striking's very good. He has a lot of volume, very good submission game as well. If this fight does hit the mat, whether it's Ferguson hurting the Leech, getting on top, or the Leech maybe taking down Ferguson, and Ferguson's very dangerous on the mat, and I think a submission could happen potentially, but I don't know. I mean, I'm more so on the Leech side, knocking him out, but if Ferguson does show up and he's not washed, I mean, he very well could win this fight. This price tag is kind of insane. And then fades Irene Aldana, 8,800. Just no takedown upside. Maybe a finish. She has shown some power as of late, but there's just so many other, great options around her. You have fighters I've even talked about who I'd rather play than Aldana, like Jake Cawley or Norman Dumont. You want to go up and get Jailton Almeida. You want to go up and get Hamzat Chimaev. You want to go down and get Anku Laba. You want to go up and get Hakeem Dawodu, Kevin Hall. I mean, just so many good options around her. No takedown upside. I very little finish upside. Pretty easy fade for me for Aldana. All right, guys, that is about it. Make sure you guys tune into the live stream on Friday. I'll be breaking down the Chimaev situation a little bit more once I figure out more about it. As of now, I'm not sure what's going to happen. So I try to break it down the best of my ability. I did want to get this out. It's already late enough Friday. So I do want to talk about my picks for this week. So that's about it, guys. Leave a like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. And best of luck for UFC 279.